Since being released under the Freedom of Information Act, the memo has been viewed 1 million times. Known as the Hodel Memo, the document was released in the 1950s and was addressed to FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover. Written by Washington Field Office Head Guy Hodel, the memo describes the recovery of crash saucers in the New Mexico desert. They were described as being circular in shape, with raised centers, approximately 50 feet in diameter, the report read. Each one was occupied by 3 bodies of human shape, but only 3 feet tall, dressed in metallic cloth of a very fine texture. Despite the nature of the case, the FBI has been keen to emphasize that the memo does not represent proof for the existence of extraterrestrials, but that it is instead a second or third-hand claim that was never investigated. To this day, the case remains unexplained. According to multiple reports, Barbara Walters is planning to soon announce her retirement, which would possibly occur in May 2014. The 84-year-old news veteran will reportedly stay on The View through next season to ease the transition through Joy Behar and possibly Elizabeth Hasselbeck's impending departures. And according to sources, her final year as a regular presence on ABC News and The View will be filled with tributes to her long and illustrious television news career. She's had a 52-year broadcast run and will likely have a send-off similar to that of Oprah Winfrey. Commonly used pesticides are damaging honeybee brains, studies suggest. Scientists have found that 2 types of chemicals called neonicotinoids and coumaphos are interfering with the insect's ability to learn and remember. Experiments revealed that exposure was also lowering brain activity, especially when the 2 pesticides were used in combination. The research is detailed in 2 papers in Nature Communications and the Journal of Experimental Biology. During his March 28 comments on gun violence, President Obama once again claimed that 40% of gun purchases take place without a background check. The claim is meant to apply to new gun sales and is patently false, as demonstrated when Obama first used the 40% figure during a speech on January 16. Many gun grabbers get the 40% figure from a 2011 study by NYC Mayor Michael Bloomberg, titled Point, Click, Fire, an investigation into illegal online gun sales. The study claims 40% of guns are sold through private sellers. It also claims that the sales, which take place in many venues, including gun shows, and, increasingly, on the internet, fuel the black market for illegal guns. This is simply false, and it is as misleading as it is untrue. Canada said Thursday it is pulling out of the UN convention that fights drought, mostly in Africa, becoming the only nation to walk away from a pact that Ottawa says is a waste of money. Prime Minister Stephen Harper's Tory government quietly ordered the withdrawal from the 1994 convention last week, ahead of a scientific meeting on the agreement next month in Germany. On Thursday, Harper lamented to the House of Commons that only 18% of the funds that we send to this particular organization are actually spent on programming. The rest goes to various bureaucratic measures. That is not an effective way to spend taxpayer money, he declared.